Friends, today we are going to see the Mars and the Ketu conjunction. So what is meaning by Mars and the Ketu conjunction? Please check it out.
Now we will try to understand what is Mars. So Mars represents our willpower. He is our courage, ability to take actions. The Mars planet is very aggressive by its nature, and it also shows meaning anger, our fighting ability, or our Mars for the female horoscope also, or male horoscopes can mean brothers to them, or male friends, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or a soldier, an athlete, like so many things. Mars represents so many things. Friends, now you'll understand what is Ketu. Ketu, just like Rahu, Ketu also represents illusions, as both are illusionary planets. It is, if Rahu is the head, Ketu is the tail. But the main difference that Ketu is also the one who removes the illusions also and brings enlightenment to the native. That means Ketu is a Mokshakaraka planet also. Ketu, isolation, separation also it's Ketu, spirituality is Ketu, mystical world is Ketu. These are some of the other dimensions given to the Ketu planet. The Chayagraha planet. So besides this, we can understand Ketu as a detachment also from that particular thing, or even if it is a detachment, since Rahu will be in the opposite axis, that is 180 degree, Rahu will be always aspecting the Ketu. So it's something like it's a game. Ketu, even if it's a detachment, Rahu always wants that things, all want to do that particular thing depending on the house. So of course we have to understand Ketu and the Mars in this way. So we will see what Mars and Ketu conjunction in the 8th house, what it means. What is 8th house represents? So first we will know what is 8th house represents. So 8th house represents death, longevity and sudden events. It has a direct impact upon one's lifespan and the nature of the death also. And 8th house is also related to the wealth, sudden gains and losses, share of property of ancestors, or even represents reproductive organs, sex organs, and also physical attractions. 8th house is also called as the house of transformation and mysteries, also known as dark side of the life and hidden secrets, mystery, hidden things, research and mineral and mines and mineral activity also is seen from the 8th house, and also archaeology from the 8th house. It represents archaeology also. So mostly into war and weapons, obstacles, victory and defeat. So 8th house represents lot of things. So these are the some of the things which represents the 8th house. So now the Mars and the Ketu in the 8th house, what it means we can see like this. So this native has to be very careful in taking their actions, and even if the moon is also afflicted, or then this person can get into violent activities, and maybe problems can come. So the native with the Mars and Ketu conjunction, we can be very much brave person also. He may be so much of adventurous, liking to adventure and having a very good risk taking ability also. Native may also be very energetic by nature. He has a very aggressive nature. Sometimes he can be over aggressive, and this may make him suffer with some other problem. Mars and Ketu conjunction in 8th house, a person can may be angry and hot in temper. He may be with full of ego and proudness. Also, he may be showing many attempts their false powers to others, and he'll be having a very criticizing type of nature. If Mars and Ketu in the 8th house is not very much considered for good for the marriage life, as Mars in the 8th house makes some of the ascendant gives with the Manglik dosha, which has to be checked with an astrologer to see if any particular ascendant is with the Manglik dosha, if the Mars and Ketu, Mars is placed in the 8th house. And because the conjunction of Ketu also, it may give a very bad results in the married life. So native can have a lot of fights or disputes with his life partner, or his life partner may have ill health, or sometimes not necessarily for all the ascendant or for all the people who are having Mars and Ketu in the 8th house, but it depends upon their dispositor or the house or it is placed, or the where the dispositor is placed, etc. With also to check whether if Mahadasha or Antardasha is going on, which Dasa is going on for that particular nature. Depending on all those things, you can consider that Mars and Ketu in the 8th house is not good for the marriage life. It may lead to separations, or even to the extreme case divorce also. If Mars and Ketu is placed in the 8th house, then the concerned native has to see to show the astrologer or to find out some remedial measure. Many of the astrologers also foresee that if Mars and Ketu is conjunct in the 8th house, it is not considered for the native's good lifetime or a good life period. So it may be a strong maraka for the natives. It may also cause for the short lifetime. Many astrologers say that native may suffer from unnatural death by vehicle accidents or danger from the fire or something like that. So also he may be suffering from the ill health. But this has to be checked with other planets, and if it is aspected by the Jupiter or any other good aspects out there on the 8th house, then all these negative effects are nullified. Depending upon the Mars and Ketu's position or dignity, or the good aspects from the good planet or from the bad planet, the native may get benefit or not get benefit from the parental property or ancestral property. Also, he may have the dispute with his brothers or sisters regarding the parental property if the 8th house is very badly afflicted. Mars and Ketu conjunction in 8th house, sudden gain also is seen, and sudden sometimes losses also is seen. Financial gains or financial losses are also seen through this house, depending upon the placement of other planets and the aspects and the dasha the native is going on. So if mostly 8th house, he can be a gambler also in nature. Native can be a gambler also many a times when the Mars and the Ketu is conjunct together, and sometimes he gain, but most of the time he can lose because of the Ketu placement in the 8th house, because the 8th house also represents sudden gains and events and sudden losses like in finance or health or any other ways. Mars conjunct with Ketu have too much of Mars energy. But since Ketu is detachment, so many times what the native wants to happen in their life will not happen. So it is quite frustrating to them, because they are not able to do the things according to their plans. Because Ketu, as you know, is a detachment planet. These type of people will have very much interested in deep research studies in the occult also, occult or tantric or mantra or astrology, Vedic astrology. These people will be very much interested, and they will learn also. Depending upon their strength and the dignity, the native many a times the astrologers see that they may suffer from the some kind of accidents or some danger from the fire, or some kind of a surgery is done on the natives physically. So it all depends on the severity of the surgery or accident, depends upon the other planets aspecting the dashas what they are going on, and the other aspecting of the other planets on this 8th house. So it all depends on so many factors before you can decide the exact prediction of their person's astrology. Even if these people are very much aggressive in nature because of the placement of Mars in the 8th house, many a times they learn a lesson that they need to surrender to the front person, or to the higher will and wish of the God. So they need to accept whatever life is giving them, instead of going on fighting opposite directions to gain what they want. So they should need to develop patience, and also should understand that everything will happen according to, may not happen according to them because of this placement. Mostly these people will be doubting and criticizing their own brothers and sisters. So they need to learn how to humble with their uh, people or relations and not to fight with them. So these people may fight with their loved ones and feel regret later after some point of time in their life. So they should have some patience and should not develop that Mars type of attitude with the Ketu, which again it's an extraordinary behavior of the Mars in this place. They can put anybody down in their fight, but ultimately they will feel regret after some point for the battle they had with their loved ones. Anger and frustration are seen mostly in this type of conjunction. So the nature need to be balanced between their thoughts and their actions, and whatever their fears they are having because of this placement of the Ketu in the eighth house. They should take care of these things to avoid any bigger problems or something like that, or shouldn't make a mole mountain into a very big problematic mountains. They will be mostly criticizing the society. Also, they won't be mingling very much with the society activity, and they will keep away far away from the society, and they will be all alone most of the time. They will be doing their own things or job, because they feel that what the trend is going on is not the correct, what they may not like it, so they may criticize the people. This is because Ketu here don't know how to deal with the people. Also, this is occult study or escapism also. So, but psychologically, they'll be not involved with the society. If this conjunction Mars and Ketu is happening in the Cancer or in a watery sign ruled by the moon, such people can struggle to understand their own emotions also. They always think of negative possibilities with this kind of a conjunctions. So they have a sense of fear or doubt and sadness. Many times they develop some kind of a fear phobia within themselves. Though these people have to take care with if there is a benefic planet like Jupiter or any other good aspects is there, then this is ruled out or it is nullified. So when the Mars and Ketu come together, it's a conjunction. So this conjunction can be interpreted in many ways. On the positive side, it can give extreme ability to research and dig deep into things and matters of interest. It makes a person extremely courageous and face the most life-threatening situations also. This type of conjunction is best seen in the ascendant for, say, Scorpio, because as Mars and Ketu correlate, and another good sign is Capricorn also, where Mars is exalted. It can be worst in Cancer as Mars is debilitated and person will have no idea about his right actions. In other ascendants like in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius and Pisces, Mars will be in very good dignity and actions will be dignified. So Ketu will get here great support. In Gemini, Virgo and Aquarius, Mars is in enemy sign, hence person may not have the right idea or direction of taking action. And Ketu is always headless in this, and it will take maybe wrong actions. So these placements may lead to situations where persons may not have idea of the right actions in few of the ascendants. In few of the ascendant, it is considered as to be giving the good results. The eight into research-oriented field. This type of conjunction gives them a very good courage to dig into the deepest level and to be a very good research-oriented people, or also even good surgeons, because Mars is again related to the surgery and things like that. So the Mars and Ketu will develop the energy of the Mars depending upon their degrees and the strength in the eight, as well as also into the research people. But when when the Mars and Ketu conjunction is there, the person has to take very much care about their mind and actions in the right directions to make any gain out of this placement. Otherwise, it can be a stressful combination for the native. Since the Mars is action oriented and Ketu is headless, so this person can be headless about the action sometimes.
So friends, these are our analysis for the Mars and Ketu conjunction in the 8th house. However, when Mars and Ketu is conjunct with other benefic planets, or if it is conjunct with Mercury, the lot of bad effects are reduced as per many astrologers study. So the theory of death and accident is, however, not clear and correct because of the contradiction in theory and understanding by many astrologers. So there is no need to fear for the Mars and Ketu conjunction in the 8th house for any ascendant say. So 8th house mystery is always there, subject to study more by more astrologers and Vedic Astrology. So friends, thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel. Thank you very much. We'll come up with other ascendants and conjunctions also. Thanks. The remedies for this placements for the conjunction is Mars and the Ketu conjunct is you can worship Lord Hanuman every Tuesday and chant the Hanuman Chalisa at least once every week to week, Tuesdays and Saturdays also. Also you can donate the blankets, black and white or the color blanket to where Rishimunis or sannyasis or saints are residing in the temples. You can donate those things, or you can have a black dog in the house if you can, if it's possible to keep one black dog and feed black dogs or black crows, black birds. This will definitely reduce the effects of the Ketu in the 8th house. Along with the Mars, you can do the Mars is good is you can do that mantra japo of Hanuman Chalis every Tuesday. So some of the remedial measures to reduce the effects, if at all, if it is affecting you, you can understand by your horoscope and knowledge. So thank you very much again. Good day. Also, you can wear a gold stud ring in your ear, or wear a saffron tilak or what you call bindi on a forehead to reduce the effects, or even the sandalwood thing will work out and ward off so much evil effects from your physical or energy, and it can give you a positive results. Thank you very much.